Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're doing an update of all the chopping block items that I talked about in this video. So definitely check that video out if you want the first video in this like very mini series. So we're just gonna see how I'm doing with those products that I chose. And in case you're not sure what chopping block items are, they are products that I'm not sure about that are in my collection, and I really want to wear them a couple more times to see how I feel about them, if I still like them, want to keep them. This video may or may not be very disappointing for some of you depending on how much you like declutters and stuff like that. But honestly, for me, as long as I know how I like to use these products, if I can make them work, that's the point. I always welcome a declutter if I can get myself there, but if I can find a way that I do enjoy making them work, I am happy about that as well. So let's go through each one and see where they stand. We're gonna start with this MAC Earth to Earth blush. I've had this for probably a decade or so. My problem with this was as a blush, it just looks a little too warm and muddy and just like not super flattering on me. It's just kind of doesn't really do anything for me really. Iris over at Beauty Bee suggested using this as a bronzer, and I think that's actually the path that I want to take with this blush, because this is really nice as a bronzer actually, because it doesn't go on super harsh and might actually be really nice like in the fall and winter, like when my skin tone's a little bit more fair. I tried doing it as a bronzer or contour or whatever over the past couple of weeks, and I really liked it because it was really subtle. And again, probably too subtle for the summer, but I think when my skin tone changes, like when I lose the tan or whatever, this could be really, really nice. I'm gonna keep this around and see how it works in the colder months or when my skin is a little bit more fair, and I think it's gonna look really nice. So this one is staying in my collection. Great suggestion, Iris, so I thank you for that. We have here Betty Luminizer. So this is the super golden bronzy bronzer and very pigmented, so you can see like the gold shift there, and this is not something that you want to pile on your face, at least for someone with my skin tone. It just looks like too much, but this has actually been working really, really well this summer as like a shimmery glow. This looks great when I have a tan. If I don't have a tan, it can look a little too much and too pigmented, but which is what I thought when I pulled this into the chopping block. That was my one hesitation with keeping a product that is so seasonal. But honestly, like a lot of my products can be seasonal. Like I have lipsticks that I don't wear in the summer that I wear in the winter. So yeah, I really enjoy it. So my plan with this is, yes, I will be keeping this, but to use the heck out of it in the months that I can use the heck out of it and feel comfortable doing so. Don't really see myself decluttering this right now. We're going to use the heck out of it during the summer. So this will be in my shop, my stash, so it does get used. All right, we have the Milani Luminoso blush. A nice shade, but when I pulled this in, I felt like it kind of disappeared on my skin tone a little bit. But what I found was when I use this, it actually offers a nice low-key kind of glow, which is actually what I'm looking for these days anyway. I don't always want like super pigmented blush. So this actually serves its purpose really well, and there certainly is a ton left in here, but I'm seeing some usage like along the edges there. I feel like it's flattening out. So I don't really see a point in decluttering this either, because I feel like I do use it more than I think I do, and I do kind of like it when I do use it. And these days, like I said, I'm looking for more like color, but nothing that is super pigmented. Kind of works for like low-key blush days, in my opinion. This is what I'm saying now. It is staying for now because I do like it, but everything's always on the chopping block actually, if I think about it. And my opinions can always change, and they certainly have changed with these products already. So yeah, I'll never know what's going to happen in the future, but as for today, as for this video, it is staying. Let's shift gears to eyeshadow. So here is the MAC Lark About Pigment White / Lavender Iridescent eyeshadow. And it is really pretty. I mean, there's no denying that it's a very pretty color. I used to wear this as a brow bone highlight back in the day, like going out and all that. And it looked nice, but I don't really do that type of thing anymore. And as an eyeshadow, I don't really think I like this on me as an eyeshadow. Whether it's a topper of an eyeshadow by itself, it just isn't the type of shade that I like on myself at all. No hate on the actual color. It's just not my favorite on me. I tried it a couple times and I wasn't like thrilled with the results, and I don't think I can make this work. So this actually is getting decluttered. The MAC Ochre style, this is kind of like a mustardy golden brown tan shade. Wow, that was a description. You can see it a little bit. It's right there. So I was thinking the shade might just be a little bit unnecessary in my collection because I do have, you know, brown blending shades and transition shades, and this just seemed a little maybe redundant. Nothing that really like added value to my collection. So I did try pairing this with a couple of neutral eyeshadows, and turns out I love the combinations I've made with this shadow. So I think this is great. Really beautiful crease shade, and it's something different than a typical brown, like a more neutral brown. This is a little bit more interesting. So I do really like this, and I found a couple of shadows that I like it paired with. So this is absolutely staying. I'm enjoying this one, not getting rid of that. We have Ilia, the Balmy Gloss Tinted Lip Oil in the shade Only You. I was conflicted with this one because I don't like the texture of it. It's like an odd, like thicker lip oil, and it does make sense though because it is called a balmy gloss. It's not lying. It's not lying with the texture. It is what it is. But that said, yeah, not crazy about the texture, but also not sure if I don't like the texture because I don't like the color and just how it looks on me or how it translates on my particular lips. And I decided to put this in my Rolling 10 project pan just this past update because I'm already down to here. I was here the last update. I'm like, all right, there's not a ton of it left. We can make it work. And there are times when I do really like how this shade looks on me depending on the eye color. It's a very high maintenance product. Let me just put it that way, because in order for this to actually look good on me, I have to add more colors in, make sure I'm wearing the right eye colors, like that. I think I can handle it with just that much left in the container. The other thing that I don't like about this though is it's starting to leak. It'll be standing upright and you'll just see it leaking like on its own, and that's really, really annoying. So I can't really travel with it. I can't put it in a purse. I can't bring it anywhere. We shall see if I can stand it long enough to keep it in the project. We have another eyeshadow, so I'm going back and forth here. This is the Bare Minerals Grace pigment. Looks a little like golden on my hands, but it does have like a peach factor to it. So I like it. I was able to use it a couple times. Enjoyed it the times I used it. It's probably going to get rolled out of my stash bin for now, but it is a good one to keep for now. It's just a matter of, again, using it, making sure I like it. So this one is staying because I do like the combinations I've made. It's really nice for, you know, spring, summer. I wouldn't say this is like a ride or die like type of shadow in my collection at all, but I don't dislike it enough right now to declutter it. So that one is staying. I do have like a sizable amount of those types of shades, which is another thing I gotta think about. Like, do I want to keep like multiples of these like types of colors? Probably not, but I haven't reached that point where I've been able to like sort it out and get to the least amount possible. I just kind of am rotating and using and doing something like this to kind of figure it out. So that's that. This is a Makeup Academy lipstick that I depotted. This one was in the shade 205. And my mom gave this to me a while ago. I had to depot it because it was like moving around too much in the container. Like, you know how it gets like that when it gets too soft, and that was annoying. So I had to do this because I really like the shade. And as you can see, I have an actual little pan in there since I showed you guys this like a month ago. It still stands that I don't like the formula of this. It's way too dry, but I do make it work by mixing it again with other colors. So I know I didn't like that with this. I hate mixing colors all the time. It gets a little exhausting, but it is one of the fewer lighter nudes in my collection, even though it does kind of come off a little brown. So that is something I'm also thinking about. I don't have a lot of shades in this range. And sometimes this shade does come in handy just to like kind of neutralize my lip tone. So I don't want to get rid of it because of that, because all I would be doing is getting rid of it just to replace it with a similar kind of thing. And I don't feel like buying all these different nude lipsticks to figure out which one is the best type. If I can make things work, I will make things work, like I said. I'm gonna use the heck out of it and finish it up at some point. Not like rushing to pan it or anything, but it is one that I want to eventually get out of my collection by using it up organically. And then last but not least, I have these two CoverGirl blushes. These are the shades Classic Pink and Peach Perfect. And I do really like CoverGirl blushes, or these two at least, and really like both colors. But my concern was that these were getting really, really old. I have a decent amount of blush that I will never get to finish. And should I start decluttering old blushes? Like, that was my thought. I am not decluttering these. And when I put them on, I'm still like, I love these. These are great. Like, the pigment is great, but it doesn't look like too much. Because they are so old, like, we gotta set up usage goals for them or start seeing more movement in it. So I'm allowed to like blushes and keep them, but there has to be some sort of like purpose for them too. Like, I can't just have them sitting around collecting dust either, you know? We'll see if they end up staying till the end of the year, or even next year at some point, or they're just gonna languish around for the next 20 years. I mean, everything's a possibility. So yeah, I'm not sure again, like, if this was disappointing for some of you. It was kind of disappointing for me in a way, because I was hoping to like hate everything and be like, I'm done with this. But I guess too, it works the other way. As long as you know how you like to use it, have an intention behind it, that's the most important thing. So that was really the main goal. And yes, I did declutter one thing, but at least now I kind of have an idea about where these products stand for the immediate future at least. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys consider liking and subscribing if you like low buy content. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.